The latest visuals that are coming in that you see on your screens, you can see that a building has collapsed due to an earthquake of magnitude 6.1. You can see that there are piles of debris due to the collapse, and pieces of wood, cement and bricks can also be seen. Meanwhile, no casualties have been reported as of now. Aditya, take us through the situation in Turkey currently after this 6.1 magnitude earthquake. We're seeing many visuals of collapsed buildings and debris, although no casualties have been reported.
Well, absolutely. No, as of now, the situation is tense in Turkey. However, luckily, no casualties have been reported. However, the teams on the ground, the disaster relief management teams are, involved in clearing the debris, and we could expect because the debris is such, there could be some people appear dead and some injured also. So all the efforts are being done to ensure that there is minimum of the damage in Turkey near the capital Istanbul. Yes, Malvika.
Stay on with us, Aditya. We're getting some more updates from the earthquake hit region. Now, in the latest visuals coming in, you can see a lot of debris has been piled up due to collapse of various structures. You can also see that the vehicles parked nearby have been covered in dust from the debris. Meanwhile, you also see people have returned to normalcy after the earthquake, and people can be seen driving around. Aditya Vadavan continues to be with us. Aditya, take us through all of these visuals that are coming out of Turkey. We are learning that normalcy has somewhat returned to the country after this massive earthquake.
Normalcy is on the way of it is on the way of returning normalcy. Indeed, however, still, a lot needs to be done as far as the corrective measures are concerned. The debris is being cleared by the concerned authorities, and it will take some time, some more, to fully take the situation in control. And at this juncture, indeed, there is a very serious there is a developing situation in Turkey, and it needs to be seen whether there are people who have been killed, and several people who have been are there people who have been injured and are being shifted to the hospital. This needs to be seen. Yes, Malvika.
Stay on with us, Aditya. We're getting some more visuals right now where you can see that due to the earthquake, cutlery from the shelves of a store have fallen. Due to the fall, most of the cutlery has been broken, and you can see how everything is fallen off the shelves, leaving no space to walk. Well, Aditya, of course, this massive earthquake, although no casualties have been reported, as you stated, the damage has been widespread. Take us through, not only the relief and rescue efforts that are underway, but also, all of this damage that is taking place throughout the country due to this earthquake.
Well, absolutely. Throughout the country, this has happened. The earthquake has happened near the Istanbul city, and a lot of tourists, from other countries also visit Istanbul, Turkey. So indeed, earlier also 2 years back, we saw a massive earthquake had hit Turkey, and similarly now this has caused a widespread. People are in terror. The Turkish people are terrorized, by this massive 6.1 earthquake, and indeed. It needs to be seen. There will be a toll on the Turkish economy because, whenever a natural disaster comes, there is a toll on the country's economy. So clearly, we could expect the same in the days to come. Malvika.
Stay on with us, Aditya, and some more visuals that are coming in. You can see emergency services conduct rescue and relief operations after the earthquake. You can see people gathered outside due to the earthquake and piles of debris due to collapse of structures. In this visual on your screen, you can also see people making calls to their loved ones after an earthquake of magnitude 6.1 struck Turkey. My colleague Aditya Vadavan with us on the broadcast. Aditya, of course, we're seeing these relief and rescue operations underway. No casualties so far, but are there any reports of people being injured? What is the status over there with regards to the citizens after this earthquake?
Well, absolutely. A lot of citizens have been, terrorized by this terrifying earthquake, and so far, luckily, there have been no casualties in this earthquake. However, as the time progresses and as all the debris is cleared, it needs to be seen whether there are some people feared dead and some are more injured. This will only be possible when the entire debris will be removed, and which is an ongoing process, and it needs to be seen. Are there any injured and dead people more? Yes, Malvika.
Well, Aditya, thank you for joining us with all of those details.